In racing, it's the art of telling somebody that you're better than them. You're saying, get back there with the rest of those losers. If you want to get on the podium, you're going to have to learn a proper pass. And that's what we're talking about today on The Racing Line. Faithful students of the way, in order to make a clean and proper pass, you first have to identify some advantage. You're not going to be able to just pop out and pass a worthy competitor. So I've created a list of the 5 possible areas where you can gain that advantage and use it to get that knucklehead behind you. More power. By far the easiest. Let your engine make you look like a hero. Better handling. It's horsepower for the turns. Drive by through the corner. Better brakes. Wait till you see God, then slam them on. More skills. You're better than all those losers. Use your talent to just shoot the fish in the barrel. More balls. If yours are made of steel, just jam it in there on pure bravery. But if you do, be aware, it could cause drivers to throw helmets, crews to lose sleep, and me to walk away from a fiery explosion. More balls is not recommended. So now that you've had a chance to consider the checklist and determine if you're capable of passing, let me show you how to dominate. For that, we're going to need some wheels and some chump I can put behind me. Fortunately, our friends at Pikes Peak Racing have provided 2 smoking rides and a tough competitor. So let's start putting some losers behind us where they belong. The drive-by. If you have the power, the easiest place to pass is on the straight. Wait for a long straight and let your gas pedal do the work. Horsepower, baby! Let your engine make you a hero! If you have the upper hand in handling, consider 2 turns closer together. Hang back, catch them through the curve, and beat them to the next bend. Then use your advantage to gap them there and make the pass stick. Drafting. There's also another way to pass on the straights, often seen on the super speedways of NASCAR. Drafting or slipstreaming is when the lead car creates a hole in the air and leaves a low pressure wake in its path. The trailing car will have less aerodynamic drag and will rack up more speed. Plan your draft. Choose a long straight. Enter it a few car lengths back to have room to secure your advantage. Pop out to the inside before the next turn and at the last possible safe moment, but early enough to be balanced for the braking zone. Remember, your rival is allowed 1 move left or right. Once the rear car makes its move, the lead car cannot squeeze the passing car over. That is reactive driving, blocking, contemptible. If this were basketball, it would be the equivalent of sticking your hand through the bottom of the net to block the shots. We've been emphasizing how you need to find some advantage to pull off a clean and proper pass. Well, a great way to get that is through the single most important factor on any race car, the tires. And that's what we're talking about today on the Tire Rack Minute. What's the only thing touching the pavement? That's right. If you've got a better tire, you've got better braking, better handling, even more speed on the straightaways because you exit the corners faster. And even in a series where everybody runs the same tire, smart racers gain advantage by taking care of their tires. And what that means is not overheating them. Every tire has an optimum tire temperature range. And when you slide a tire, you create heat. If you do, slow down a little bit, cool the tires off, don't slide them as much, and you can get your optimum grip back by getting the temperature back in the right range. But overheat it too many times, and you bake it. Like a burger that's been left on the grill too long, it gets hard. And remember, you win the race on the last lap, not on the first lap. And that leads us to the braking zone. Although it's not the easiest place to pass, it is perhaps the most common, requiring skill, timing, and guts. Usually the longest brake zones will give you your best chance of passing. So know your advantage. On this track, we have 3 good potentials. Wait for the last moment and then pop out and commit. Brake late enough to thrust yourself into their peripheral vision in the brake zone before the corner. If you get wheel to wheel with the car in front of you, they must give in. Going to use the braking advantage. Wait for the last minute, surprise attack, pop out, brake later, get into his vision in the brake zone, and then power out onto the straight. Balls out. Now for the most risky, the outside pass. Cole Trickle in Days of Thunder wasn't the first to use this maneuver, but he is the one who made it famous. To pull it off, you'll need the power, the brakes, the handling, the skills, and most importantly, the balls. There's a lot of danger going to the outside, and it's easy to get punted off track or worse, so you better make sure it's worth it. If your opponent slides wide, you're off. If you hit the marbles outside the normal racing line, you're off. Or if you don't get in that driver's vision, he may run you off the track and never even know. Lots can go wrong, and most likely it will. Mistakes happen. Say you're stuck. You can't find an advantage. Well, there's still hope. Your adversary may hand you one. Wait for a mistake. Fill their mirrors and put the pressure on. Be ready for a slip-up. Capitalize when it happens. And for heaven's sake, don't make one yourself. I'll leave you today with this: the golden rule of passing. No hitting, kids. Pass responsibly, driving enthusiasts, and we'll see you next time on The Racing Line. You know what? I think I was wrong about the easiest pass. The easiest pass is just punting the guy ahead of you off the road. See it every time. And you can ruin a team's entire season with one bad move. It can be shameful and just wrong and dishonorable. And I've had my moments. I think this is my big chance. It's my big chance to apologize to guys like my old friend Paul Hacker, people I punted off the road. We don't remember those as clearly as the times we're punted off. But to those of you whose races I ruined, whose cars I might have dented, my sincere apology.